Thank you for joining us on Black Investments Matter. I'm Antoine Anderson, and just like the message said, please contact your financial advisor before you try to jump into anything that you hear online, especially if you're kind of quasi sure about what you're doing. This is not a channel for advising you, but this is just letting you know how to and then pointing you in the direction of a professional. That said, taking out a hardship withdrawal is separate from taking out a loan. Now, we're going to break down those two concepts and we're going to use information that I have personally gathered by doing this myself, using a plan that I'm using through my employer. Let's talk about some of those things. Now, I'm going to preface these statements with this one thing. At middle school, we were introduced to this concept called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All right. If what you are planning to do with anything associated with your retirement funds does not exist on that first or second level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, then it is an expenditure that you can do without. But if anything on those bottom two tiers is preventing you from securing yourself, clothing yourself, sheltering yourself, feeding yourself, then that would be somewhere where I would start to consider tapping some funds in that retirement account. That's just me personal. You don't have to take my advice, but that's where it is. Anything above that, I'm not touching it. So let's just talk about what those differences are between a loan versus a withdrawal from your 401k plan. The key differences between either a withdrawal from your 401k plan or a loan against the value of your vested interest in your 401k plan comes down to one thing and one thing only, really, and that is taxes. Now, with a withdrawal, you are taxed on that amount that you're borrowing. So, say in our example, we have like a $38,000 fund in our 401k plan. We need to borrow 15,000. With that amount, you have to take out 8,000 plus just to cover the taxes, which means your overall amount that's left in the balance of your retirement account is now down considerably. Okay, you're at the point where you're below half of what the actual value was from before you took this withdrawal. Transversely, a loan is money that you are just going to borrow. You're going to pay an agreed upon interest rate, but you're going to pay it back into your own plan, tax free. The key difference here are taxes and fees. Yes, there's a processing fee associated with loans, but you are going to pay those fees back to the lender, which in this case is you. You're borrowing from yourself, you're paying interest back to yourself, which actually grows your investment faster versus giving those interest payments off to a third party lender or taxes to the federal government. Now, there are some drawbacks to using this loan method, and the biggest one only happens or only is triggered if you are separated from your plan by either termination or you're let go. Those funds are due in a very short amount of time from when you are separated from the company. So keep that in mind when you're borrowing. If you are been on your job for quite some time and you have an unexpected high dollar amount item or situation that's come up and you need to borrow those funds, yeah, that might be a viable option for you. Just keep in mind the terms can go from anywhere from 2, 3, 5 years. And as you're paying it back, you're paying yourself interest. So your deductions are actually your contributions to your plan still remain the same. Let's say you have a 6% matching fund where your company is matching what you donate, and you donate probably 6, 5, 7% of your check, every check. Your employer has a matching program. That's money. Then you add your loan repayments in addition to how well the 401k does in the market, whether it's growing or if it's taking the beating. This offsets those beatings a little bit, but it also contributes to your overall balance. So as you're paying it back, you're growing your investment, which in effect boosts your ability to save for your retirement. Go ahead, please look at some of these things before you consider doing this. Every plan is different. This, again, is more of a public service information video. I'm not telling you whether you should do it. This is just what I've done for myself, and it has worked out in my advantage, in my favor, as it has made the difference between me facing a severe um, situation where I was actually able to come out better and stronger at the end of that ordeal. It's up to you. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And if you are a professional advisor, please, I would like to hear from you and find out what you think about what I just said here. We love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.